Coaches, we want to take a look at tip-off plays, ways that you can kind of get a jump on your opponent right away. It helps keep your players focused. It helps just set the tone for the game. And we're going to give you that opportunity to see if you can put this in, and it's something that's going to help you right away. Two things I want you to realize before we get into the play is, first, your players don't have to wait for another player to touch the ball before they move. They can move on the toss of the official. So once that ball leaves the official's hands, it's fair game to move. Second thing is, make sure you know which way your player who is jumping can tip the ball best. If they're right-handed, it usually goes to the left. If they're left-handed, it's usually going to the right. But it kind of depends on their athleticism and how high they can get in the air and all of that. So practice it a few times before you implement this. Let's take a look at this play in its entirety first, and then we'll come back and we'll look specifically at different parts of it. You can see that we try to open up the floor by moving the 4 out. 5 tips it to the 3. 3 tries to get it into the 2, and 2 hopefully goes in for the score. Now, if everything worked that easily, that'd be great. But let's take a look at some of the kind of options and the things that we have the players do in order for this play to work. The first thing that we want to do is we want to have our 3 step in front of the defender. So he steps in front of blue 3. Our red 2 stepped back. And this is important because if the blue 2 steps in front, it doesn't hurt us at all, because we're not trying to get it to him anyways. We're trying to create a little bit of a gap so that we can get kind of a downhill run. Our 4 also spread out so that his defender is not as big of a factor in this. 5 tips it to the 3. Once the 3, it's going in his direction, we believe he's going to get it. Our 2 is sprinting towards that top of the key. It's got to be a sprint so that you can get the defender on your hip. So if we can get that, then our 3 goes directly to the 2, and our 2 has some options to score. The first one obviously is for him to take it in by himself. That doesn't always happen that easily though. If the blue 2 happens to come up in front, then we've got a one-on-one situation, which isn't all bad for teams to have. But he would then want to take the ball down the right-hand side because that's the most open side of the floor. Our red 4 is going to come in for a weak side rebound on the back side. Now, these 2 players certainly will be in the mix at that point, but we've created a weak side rebounding opportunity. We still have the opportunity to score with our red 2, and it puts us in a great position, if we don't score, to at least draw the foul. So those are some things to keep in mind. One last variation to this is, if your 4 is a good shooter, you could leave them out at the 3-point line, and that could end up being a skip pass at any point during the drive for a 3-point shot. That kind of depends on the personnel, how comfortable you are with that. But if those defenders collapse in the paint, could you leave you open for a wide open shot? Coaches, if you like this, please subscribe. If you want more items like this, more plays like this, head over to our coaching membership and our coaching academy at coachmattdennis.com. All right, thanks for watching it, and good luck this year.